Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is open up our control panel. Always the first step. From control panel, we're going to go to Mail. That's going to open up. We're going to make sure that we select the same profile that the mail is currently on. I'm just going to double click on that. Then I'm going to go to Email Accounts, open that up, and I'm going to click on New. I'm going to add a secondary email. Alright, here we go. I'm going to put in the name. And then I'm just simply going to put in the email address. And then I'm going to put in the password, of course. Put it in again. And that is all.
That's it.
That's it. You're done. Now in this case, because I have not added it to my credentials, it's just going to ask me to add that in here one more time. We'll go ahead and do that. And that's all you do. Then you just hit finish. We're done. Awesome. Great. Close this. Close this. Close this. Close this. And now let's open up Outlook. Now I should see two profiles in here. Asking me again. Move this over so everybody can see what we're doing here.
The moment of truth.
So what I'm going to see is my profile and the recently added profile. Okay, there's me, Greg Fernandez. Scroll down here. Here is my secondary one, my PSC. Alright, so now I know that I have both of them in there. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to show you how we can simply add one to the other. So, in this case, I could add, I wanted to do it the other way, but that's okay. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go down here. Let's say we need to add our calendar, right? We need to add different things to the calendar, make sure that it's showing up on both of our calendars. What we're going to do here is I'm going to look at the one calendar, my old calendar, right, depending on where the old one is. And what I'm going to do, go back. I can see two of my calendars. I always want to do by month just to start, compare them right there. I see them both. Now I want to combine them. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go down to the one that I have. I'm going to click on View, Change View. I'm going to go to List, make it a little easier. And pretty much all we're going to do is just drag and drop. Let's say I want to move all of these calendar invites to my Greg.Fernandez, right? So I'm just going to hit Control A, right there, Control A, and I'm basically just going to drag all of these into my Greg.Fernandez. And then what I'm going to see is when I go to my Greg.Fernandez, all that is going to be added in here, which is awesome.
That's it?
That's about it. There's really not much to it. And the only other thing I can do is I can go back here to verify. I can see that I've added conference call 1. It's there. Conference call 2 is there. And that's it. Now we're basically going to do the exact same thing for our contacts. Right? So I have contacts here. I want to make sure these contacts are added into my Greg.Fernandez. I'm just going to highlight all of these, hit Control A, and just drag and drop. Alright, if there are any doubles, it's going to ask me. I have an option where I can update or I can skip. In this case, I already have this one, so I'm going to skip that one. Everything else gets loaded in there, and now I have simply added my contacts and my calendars. And that's it. That's how simple this is going to be going forward.
So one thing I want to include here, great job, Greg. What we're demonstrating right now is kind of backwards because Greg was dragging everything into his existing account that was already there. If you noticed, we added an Exchange account called PST Test. That's just one of our dummy accounts we were testing with. We were treating that as if that was the old account, and Greg Fernandez's account is the new one that was just added. So, yeah, speak up.
Oh, sorry. Probably because we're on speaker.
Yeah,
I'm
sorry
a little
about
far
that.
Away.
So, the calendar, go back to calendar view. On the left side of the calendars, you will see, Greg says right now, calendar Greg.Fernandez, and then under that, calendar PST test. Now, what you will see is a calendar Joe.Manning, and it'll say local copy or local machine copy. And that's because they don't sync right now. So the one that says local copy is the one that you're going to copy onto the new one. And it might say Joe.Manning at BHHS Drysdale.com and then parentheses 1 as if it's like a duplicate. But you're going to see your name in there twice, essentially. And one's the old one, one's the new one. The old one's going to say local copy. And so we're moving everything from the old local copy onto the new one.
To the new one. It's that easy.
It is.
It's
drag and drop. The hardest part of this, and I've done this before, was just remembering how to get to that view, change view, list view. Can you do that again?
Sure. So we go here. We always make sure we check on view. Then we're just going to go to change view. And then we're just going to go to list. And now I can toggle between my calendars. And if I want to move one to the other, all I do, like I did before, was just drag and drop. That's it. That's all it is. I just highlight everything here. I could drag it right into this new PST.
Do it.
And vice versa. Voila.
The reason why we drag and drop and not copy and paste is if you copy and paste, they'll be like, you've accepted and replied to these invites already. Do you want to send those replies again? No, I don't want to be bothered with that. We're not cutting and pasting, but it technically is just removing from one and putting into the other.
That's simple. Let's see. Are you going to give us written instructions? Of course. We are working on a knowledge base right now, aren't you, Joe?
Yeah, and Noelle, who asked that question, has seen it. She's just messing with me, I think.
Well, it is a good question, and I'm sure everybody wants to know if there's going to be written instructions. Yes, we're going to have written instructions, absolutely.
So in this email that I sent out today, please review it very closely. I've spent a lot of time working on it, as well as sending it across the executive team. I'm making sure it's clearly communicated. Inside there, it's going to have bullet points. Other things I'd like to tell you right now is we will have a knowledge base, a little portal that Greg was just mentioning of, how to do what we just showed you, how to add an account, how to transfer calendar items, contacts, and any other issues, as well as Q&A about the project itself. For example, hey, I already forward. Do I need to worry about this? And my answer to that is, no. You don't have to worry if you're just going to continue forwarding. In fact, you don't have to do a darn thing if you're only going to forward, and you don't have to worry about anything. Once again, if you forward, you don't have to worry about any of this.
Right.
But that'll be in the Q&A. Or, let's say you're one of those 50 people in the company that happen to use Exchange right now with Rackspace. If you don't know what I'm saying right now, it's okay. But some of us do already use this higher technological version of email, myself included. If you use this already, you are affected slightly differently because your password your password does get changed, but it doesn't get changed right now. Your password, if you're on Exchange, your password gets changed near the end of that 2 weeks, not at the beginning. And this will all be clearly written out in this Q&A as I write it up. I have all the questions and answers. I just need to put it all into one. The other part of what I wanted to talk about is Greg and I have developed a hotline, because when email's not working, how are you supposed to send an email to us, right? So we're working on a hotline right now. I got a phone number, and what it's going to do is go to the desk phones of Greg and myself. If we're not at our phones, it will, for me at least, I'm never at my phone, it should forward to my cell phone. I've already tested it. Not only that, but I might actually enlist a couple of the people that have demonstrated confidence in this very simple process here. I might, enlist them to help take some of these phone calls too. This is not a help desk phone line. This is a mail project phone line. And I want to be clear about that because I don't want other people monopolizing the time of people that can't get into their email. I want to make that the focus. In the future, just as between you and me, we are going to make a hotline or a phone line for the help desk eventually. But that's not what this number is for right now. Clark, you asked about, will this work in Outlook 2007? Technically, yes, but there's certain caveats about the functionality of what you get in Outlook 2007. I really don't recommend sticking to it, and if you have the opportunity, I would recommend upgrading to anything else, 2010 and up. Right now, how many versions do we have? 2010, 2013, and 2016.
And 2007, so we got 4.
Yeah, but 2007, I believe the new vendor and their Exchange platform doesn't work entirely.
So this is a good time for everybody. If you know anybody who's on 2007, this is a good time to encourage them.
This is an opportunity, but you're not going to get screwed over here. You will still be able to get to your mail and do everything. You just don't get the full. Oh, Clark, you're killing me. You're on XP too.
All right, Clark.
I'm out of here.
We got to talk
done.
later, Clark.
No, okay. So, yeah, you'll be all right, Clark. And then, by the way, if you have some older stuff, it does work great. Like we said, you can always use the webmail for now. It'll be your transitional website while we get your email squared away and up to snuff. You know, part of what I'm doing here is getting all of us up current on our email here, and I kind of hope that it sets a precedent on how we, our users are current on their own software also. That was a guilt trip. Any other questions?
Any other questions, or else I'm going to review what I just did. I'm going to speak a little louder, try to speak directly into the microphone here. So I just wanted, somebody asked if we could just cover the contacts again. I'm going to start from the very beginning. It's a very good place for me to start here. So let's say we just want to let's say we're going to get to our contacts. Right now I'm on 2016. So depending on if you're on 2007, 2010, 2013, and this might look a little bit different. The process is basically the same. At the bottom here, I have my mail tab, I have my calendars, I have my people. So let's go to people. So this is where my contacts are. I keep all of my contacts here. These are all of my Greg Fernandez contacts. And let's say we want to add these contacts into the newly created PST. It's just as simple as just highlighting one, holding down the CTRL, the control button, hold that down and hit A. It'll highlight all of my contacts, and all I'm going to do is simply drag those into psttest@bhhsdrysdale.com. And now all of my contacts are going to show up there. And this is good right here because this gives me a chance to make sure that I don't have any doubles. This allows me to keep my contact list very clean, which I always like. I'm going to skip that one. If there's any doubles, I always skip them. What's good is you can compare them here side by side so you can see, okay, well, maybe this contact, maybe there's something changed. Maybe you want to keep them both and you want to go through it later. That's fine, too. You can always just hit Update All, and it'll update all of those. You can see it's going to take about 3 minutes. Because of how many contacts I have, I do have a lot of contacts in there. So that is how, I hope, Viewer 17, I hope that helps you understand how simple it is to move your contacts or to copy your contacts from one Outlook profile to the other. You use Oak Tree Animal Hospital. Yeah, they're great. Awesome. Thanks, Jane. And that's basically the same process with your calendar here. That's all there really is to it. And again, just to go back and kind of recap, going forward, to add a new email address, it is just as simple as putting in their username and their password. Everything else syncs. So going forward, we're not going to have some of these sync issues that we've had in the past. It's going to be very simple. Now, let's say that this PST was some type of a local account that was only on this computer. It would be the same process where I would say, okay, this is my local one here. If the PST was my local, and I just created the Greg for Hernandez, all I would do is just drag and drop those same contacts and those calendars in there, and that's it. And I'm done. So just to recap on that, please look out for the email that will be coming your way. We are going to have a lot more trainings on this, so this is a great opportunity right now if anybody has any questions. If not, then we will definitely come back here and cover this on the first Thursday of every month at 2 p.m. Make sure you mark your calendars for that. And if there's no other questions, or Joe, if you want to close us out here?
Well, just that I might increase the frequency of these conversations during the duration of this project, just so that we have check-ins and talk about any issues or any follow-up questions or some unknowns that happen to show up that we can deal with and address together.
It actually might be good. It might be good to start doing these once every Thursday.
Starting Thanksgiving, everyone be ready.
Yeah, right. Good luck with that. All right, everybody. Thanks again. Appreciate everyone for joining us. Until next time.
Thank you.